is Wish TV, where more people turn to get their news than to any other source. Now, Mike Ahern, Debbie Knox, meteorologist Cliff Nicholson, and sports with Mark Patrick. 24-hour News 8 continues now.
Well, I really question the agenda of this administration. They're obviously not coming out pro-choice, they're coming out pro-abort.
That reaction tonight from a pro-life activist after learning of President Clinton's latest action on abortion. Good evening. The way some American women pay for abortions could be changing. In his latest move to lift abortion restrictions, President Clinton says he'll ask Congress to lift the ban on federally funded abortions for poor women.
That would be a complete reversal of long-standing Republican policies. Those on both sides of the abortion debate are reacting to the news tonight, and they tell our Anne-Marie Tiernan they doubt this proposal will pass without a tough fight.
An abortion at a clinic in Indianapolis costs between $225 to $285. Some women can't afford to pay.
They'll call a clinic and find out that it's $285, and there's just no way that they can come up with that money. It makes it so that women that have money and that have good insurance can have an abortion, and women that don't are stuck.
During his campaign, President Clinton promised to end what he called America's two-tiered access to abortion. Now he's taking action. The president will ask Congress to lift a 16-year ban imposed on Medicaid funds to pay for abortions for low-income women.
But while recent polls show that a majority of Americans do believe in the woman's right to choose, it's another story when it comes to taxpayers paying for abortions.
Nearly 52% polled in a CBS New York Times survey last year say they oppose using tax dollars for abortions.
I don't think the taxpayer should be required to pay for anybody's abortions. I personally obviously don't feel abortion's right, and I don't feel I or any other taxpayer should be forced to pay for somebody else's abortions against our moral convictions.
But those on the other side say the current method could ultimately cost taxpayers more.
It's a further drain on the system, and it's much more expensive to have a child that could potentially be on Medicaid and getting AFTC until they're 18 years old, and to pay for the pregnancy and to pay for the hospital fees and the prenatal care and all of that is much more expensive than it would be to pay for an abortion.
While the Clinton administration hasn't yet provided details of just how much the program will cost, spokesmen say the president is ready to fight for the bill. In Indianapolis, Anne-Marie Tiernan, Wish TV, News 8.
Henry Hyde, a Republican congressman from Illinois, is warning the president tonight that his latest actions could make his health care package more controversial and tougher to pass.
Well, British authorities, meanwhile, are trying to head off the sort of abortion protests that have become so common in the U.S. Today, they arrested and served a deportation order to this man, Don Treshman, who is founder of an anti-abortion group called Rescue America. Pro-life groups from the U.S. and their British allies then called off a demonstration in front of the London offices of Planned Parenthood. Police, however, arrested about 20 abortion rights demonstrators. Well, there was some potentially significant news late tonight out of Washington, where lawmakers are trying to find ways to reduce the federal deficit. The Associated Press reports that House and Senate negotiators have agreed now on a compromise 5-year plan to cut the deficit by $500 billion. The agreement was reached just a short time ago, and the full House and Senate are expected to vote on the plan within a few days.
Tomorrow, the Senate Armed Services Committee continues its hearings into whether the military's ban on homosexuals should be lifted. Tonight on Cable News Network, two of the key figures in that debate squared off. Indiana Senator Dan Coates, who's a leading Republican opponent of changing the policy, faced off with Tom Stoddard, who's lobbying to give gays equal opportunity and treatment in the armed forces.
They have been treated very badly in the past. We're not asking that people have the right to engage in sex. We're asking for parity with heterosexual Americans and service members.
Well, we are dealing with a situation that puts sex in the barracks, in the close living confines.
It is not about sex. The Uniform Code of Military Justice
Tom, I just
sets sexual standards for heterosexuals and
Colin Powell disagrees with you. The military disagrees with you. People who have studied it disagree with you.
No, the people who have studied it agree with me. You haven't read the study.
The Senate committee hearings on the issue are expected to stretch out over several months. A national comic strip in which a teenager reveals he is gay has some Indiana newspapers taking a stand. The Elkhart paper has suspended the strip for better or for worse until the storyline ends. But the Crawfordsville paper has permanently dropped it. The editor of the Terre Haute Tribune-Star says they left the strip in because of the family values it teaches. The Indianapolis Star says it has received about 24 complaints, but it intends to keep the strip in. The homosexual storyline ends April 24th.
Well, the commander of the Henry County Jail is suspended without pay for hiding a female inmate at his home. Greg Connor allegedly hid 25-year-old Lisa Guffey for 3 weeks when she was supposed to be behind bars. Connor says he allowed her to stay in his home because her doctor said jail wasn't in her best interest in light of her mental health. Ms. Guffey is charged with failure to return to lawful attention, and Connor is charged with aiding her. A Beech Grove man convicted in the murder of his 2-year-old daughter is going to prison for 60 years. That was the sentence 31-year-old Andrew Cate received this evening in Marion County Criminal Court. In December, a jury found Cate guilty but mentally ill in the 1991 shooting death of daughter Christina. After killing the little girl, Cate took off his clothes and walked along a Beech Grove street with the child's body. And that was before he was arrested. Indianapolis police have identified a body found by fishermen in the White River yesterday. Detectives say 33-year-old Barbara Golden was stabbed in the back of the neck before she was wrapped in a carpet and then placed in the river. Golden lived on the city's near northeast side and was not married. There have been no arrests in this murder.
Stalking is one step closer to being a crime in Indiana. The state House and Senate are considering very similar stalking bills. Today, a House committee passed a bill substituting language that exempts union pickets from being called stalking. It also limits an employer's actions in investigating employees. Those measures must go through several more hearings before they're approved. It failed in the state legislature, but the issue of daylight savings time is not entirely dead yet. Tim Mullen, a member of the City County Council, hopes to get Marion County to adopt daylight savings time, a strategy that could lead to Indianapolis clocks being set differently than those in 76 other Hoosier counties.
I think there's going to be a lot more legitimacy and understanding the issue, mainly because we're urban, as opposed to 4/5 the state being rural.
Mullen says he's hoping a Marion County switch would cause other counties to follow suit. A spokesman for Mayor Goldsmith, who is out of town, says he would have serious reservations about Marion County acting alone.
Well, still to come on News 8, word that the Branch Davidians want to leave the compound ruled by cult leader David Koresh.
And we'll tell you which Indiana companies made the new Fortune 500 list.
General Motors here in Anderson says that it's getting close to selling one or more of its Delco Remy plants. And the workers authorized their union to strike. I'm Ken Nelson. I'll have that coming up next on News 8.
The results are in. Wish TV is again Indiana's most watched television station, and more people are watching 24-hour News 8 than ever before.
Thanks for watching, but our goal is to make 24-hour News 8 the best news you'll get all day.
We do that with hard work, straightforward reporting, and responsible journalism.
It's great that you watch us as much as you do, but what's most important is that you know you can trust us.
24-hour News 8 on today's Wish TV. It's the best news you'll get all day.
Need a new washer and dryer? Then get a load of this. The best-selling brand in America, Kenmore, is on sale at Sears Brand Central. Like this large capacity 2-cycle washer, it's only $249. Matching dryer just $219. You save $50 on the pair. And you get the lowest monthly payments of any national department store. All backed by Sears Satisfaction Guaranteed or your money back. And the country's largest, most professional service organization. So save a bundle on a washer and dryer. Come to Sears Brand Central today.
You can fight AIDS and have a great time while you're doing it. Join the Workout for Hope to benefit AIDS research at City of Hope National Medical Center. Scientists at City of Hope are dedicated to finding a cure for AIDS, and Workout for Hope is a great way to help. Whether you're an experienced aerobicizer or just starting out, you'll have a lot of fun and do a lot of good. So join us and friends all across America on April 3rd and 4th and Workout for Hope. For details, call this number toll-free.
Compulsive eating is a real disease, and it can make you a prisoner. If you or a loved one have a food addiction problem, call the National Food Addiction Hotline at 1-800-USA-0088.
The first significant break in the standoff between members of a religious cult and federal agents is taking place with the aid of an attorney. Dick DeGuerin told members of the media members of the Branch Davidian cult want to leave the compound, but he says negotiations are taking a little longer than he thought. DeGuerin met twice today with leader David Koresh. He says he'll meet with Koresh again tomorrow morning.
Here in Indianapolis, hundreds of young people lined up to register for summer jobs today. At least 2,000 jobs in both the public and private sectors are available through a federally funded program. Young people between the ages of 14 and 21 are eligible as long as they come from low-income households. They'll earn minimum wage or better, and registration continues through Thursday. Some people who already have jobs are not happy with their paychecks. 500 state employees took their plea for pay raises and more collective bargaining power to the State House today. About 36,000 state workers have gone without a raise for 3 years.
Well, nearly 2,000 Delco Remy employees in Anderson tonight gave their union president the authorization to call a strike. The vote came in the wake of growing anxiety over union grievances. But News 8's Ken Nelson reports the heart of the matter centers around unanswered questions about a possible joint venture with another American manufacturer.
92% of those voting made it very clear they're ready to strike. Hourly workers say they're fed up with GM's refusal to provide straight talk over a possible joint venture and other matters.
You've got a management that sits there and tells you that, hey, we'll do whatever we have to, whatever we want to, and you'll live with it. That's not the way we do things around here. We never have, and we're not going to start now.
Some 15,000 people worked here in 1979. Downsizing and transfers have cut that workforce to only 4,200. GM has made no secret. It's courting several potential investors to buy one or more of these plants. News 8 has learned that a deal may be just around the corner. That raises some immediate questions. Who would these employees be working for? And what about the union contract that expires in September? GM says a joint venture would actually provide more security. Company spokesman Milton Beach told me he's sorry about the strike vote, but that most questions just don't have any answers yet. And that hourly workers aren't alone.
And those anxieties and those uncertainties are not only our union folks. Those anxieties are being shared by our salaried folks as well, and we realize that. And we're doing everything we can to make sure that information is available to provide to them to try and ease some of those things.
So the real problem here in Anderson revolves around security and uncertainty about the future. If this plant is sold in a joint venture, will the workers be working for General Motors or somebody else? And what about their benefits and their seniority? Today's strike authorization vote gives them what they hope will be a powerful bargaining chip when negotiations begin. In Anderson, Ken Nelson, Wish TV, News 8.
And the next step toward a walkout would be a letter notifying Delco Remy that a strike would take place within 5 days.
Debby, 12 Indiana companies are among the 500 biggest industrial firms in the nation. The annual Fortune 500 is out tonight. General Motors again heads the list. Eli Lilly and Company is the biggest Indiana firm. It comes in at number 84, up 11 spots from last year. Also making the list, Cummins Engine and Arvin Industries of Columbus, Muncie's Ball Corporation, National Steel of Mishawaka, Fort Wayne's Central Soya and Essex Group, Great Lakes Chemical of West Lafayette, Hillenbrand Industries of Batesville, Clark Equipment of South Bend, Anacomp of Indianapolis, and Kimball International of Jasper. That list is based on 1992 sales.
Mark Patrick joins us now from the newsroom with a look ahead to the big NCAA games. Mark?
Going to head to New Orleans tomorrow, Debbie. So tonight at 11, what are we going to hear? We're going to hear from the NCAA coaches coming up. Got all kinds of unbelievable fights in the NBA, too, so stay with us.
All righty. Sounds good. And the weather now with Cliff Nicholson.
Some changes coming, Cliff, right?
Yes, indeed. Rain is in the forecast, and it could be heavy. I'll have the outlook in just a second.
The Oscars are over, but the cash registers have just begun to ring. And they liked it so much the first time that once is not enough. We'll tell you about some big stars willing to lend their voices to The Simpsons again.
Marge, what were you thinking? Attention, RV and mobile home shoppers. Here are the facts. Tom Raper, Richmond, Indiana, has by far the Midwest's largest inventory of RVs and mobile homes. The Midwest's largest indoor showroom. The Midwest's largest service department. Nobody beats Tom Raper's bottom line deal. Not now, not ever. When the facts are in, the fact is, it's absolutely worth the drive to Tom Raper's 60-acre complex, Richmond, Indiana. No fluff, just fact.
You'll find everything you need for Easter at Walgreens. Choose from a great selection of Hallmark, Easter cards, and gift wrap. Buy any 3 Hallmark items and get a free 2-liter bottle of Coke or Diet Coke. Pick up Stover chocolate-covered filled eggs, on sale 3 for $1. Assorted Russell Stover gifts are just $5.99. Box chocolates only $2.49. And 2-liter bottles of 7-Up and Diet 7-Up are just 99 cents each. Happy Easter from Walgreens.
If we're lucky, life just rolls along. But surprises can happen right around the next corner. Through no fault of our own, we may become victims of someone else's carelessness. A drunk, a speed freak, a reckless driver. Maybe you can't stop the accident, but you can do something about it. My name is David Stewart of Philip Stewart and Associates. I represent hundreds of accident victims every day. Call me. We will discuss your injury claim. And remember, there's no fee unless we are successful for you.
Discover a healthier life for your hair. Discover vibrance and revitalize your hair. Vibrant shampoos and conditioners with keratin proteins revitalize each strand with deeper shine, livelier color, and healthier fullness. Revitalize your hair with vibrance.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm a foreign exchange student from Sweden.
And I'm Ronald Reagan. I'd like to invite you to become a host family for the American Intercultural Student Exchange by calling 1-800-SIBLING. Thank you.
We have a happy ending to tell you about tonight. Actually, the story starts back in December when an Indianapolis couple's plans to wed were delayed when the groom was sent to Somalia. Invitations had been sent, but duty called. Well, just before David McCullough shipped out, he and his fiancée did manage to be married, but now the wedding is back on. In fact, it's scheduled for this Saturday at the Old Bethel Church here in Indianapolis, and congratulations early to them.
They'd love a day just like today, but Cliff's here to tell us that those days may be over for a while.
Lots of rain moving into town, I'll tell you that. Beautiful day today across all of Indiana. It was absolutely gorgeous. 72 degrees, a taste of summer out there today. Low temperature, 42 degrees. We've had no rainfall yet, but you know, I think we're going to see some pretty heavy rains coming to town. I'll tell you about it in just a second. Average high temperature this time of the year in Indianapolis is 57 degrees, and look at this, at 11 o'clock at night, how about it's 58 degrees outside right now. Dew point temperature continues to climb, 48 degrees. That means the air is continuing to get moist out there. Relative humidity 69%, and the barometer is currently on the fall. Here's a look at cloudiness over the region. Notice we've had mostly clear skies during this 16-hour period except for northeastern Indiana, but look at the storm system developing back here to the west. Radar indicates heavy thunderstorms throughout the region. Braxton, Mississippi today had baseball-sized hail reported. Mobile, Alabama has had over 3 inches of rainfall, and tornadoes were reported in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, as well as Alabama. And you can see all this moisture that's starting to flow up toward Indiana. I think it's going to start moving into the western section of the state before sunrise, and then central sections of Indiana maybe a little bit after sunrise. That's when our chances will increase. Very mild temperatures right now. We have 50s and 60s over Indiana. Look at this down here at Evansville, 68 degrees. The reason for the warm weather? Well, we have a low pressure system right here. The winds are rotating counterclockwise, and that's pulling up all this warm, moist air. Now, by tomorrow afternoon, the system will set up over the state. We'll see rain all the way from the southeast up over into our region, as well as back to the Central Plains, and even a little snow band up here in the real cold air. Not real cold, but it's cold enough to create some snow from the UP of Michigan over into Wisconsin and portions of Minnesota. As far as the precipitation potential is concerned, this is quite a bit. Now, I looked at some recent maps tonight that indicated we could see as much as 2 inches of rain in some areas of central and southern Indiana. This map came this afternoon, so it's a little older. This was showing 1 inch to a half an inch, but now it looks like the 1 inch category is going to slip all the way down to the south with, again, spotty areas with as much as 2 inches of rain, and this is over a 2-day period. We won't see it all tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow night, on into Thursday. High temperatures cooling down. Look at this, from Nebraska all the way up north, only in the 30s. And today, the 70s, tomorrow, the 50s. Here's the forecast tonight. Cloudy skies, mild with a low temperature near 50 degrees. For tomorrow, we can expect the rain to start developing. It could be heavy at times, and we could even see some thunder showers and storms sprinkled in there. High temperature in the upper 50s. Tomorrow night, the rain continues. It's going to be windy with a low temperature all the way down into the 30s. And on the first day of April, no let-up periods of rain, high temperature near 40 degrees. And our extended forecast indicates finally clearing out over the weekend, but those cool temperatures will come back to town.
Thank you, Cliff. In a moment, Tuesday night at the Fights with Mark Patrick.
Yeah, a hockey game broke out in the NBA tonight. We're going to show you highlights coming up next in Spoke.
Hey, Debbie, did I hear my favorite songs of all time coming from your apartment?
Good ears, Dan. I just got Easy 70s, the perfect collection of mellow classics from the 70s Preservation Society.
Great taste. Summer Breeze, After the Loving, You Are the Woman. This is one romantic album.
Well, it ought to be, with artists like Olivia Newton-John. Have you never tried? Kenny Loggins. Jefferson Starship. Linda Ronstadt. America.
And Debbie, the pasta is good, but the music, you outdid yourself.
Oh, Dan, that was simple. Easy 70s is the greatest. It has 40 big hits and over 2 hours of the smoothest love songs ever. By Debbie Boone. Melissa Manchester.
If I could save time.
Jim Croce.
The first thing.
Don't it make my brown eyes. Crystal Gale.
Don't it make my brown eyes blue. And the cats in the cradle and
Harry Chapin.
Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Order Easy 70s, 40 legendary classics on 2 CDs, just $24.99. 2 cassettes, $19.99.
Dinner at my place next Friday?
Great. Should I make my pasta?
Well, that's okay. Just bring Easy 70s.
To order Easy 70s, the definitive soft rock collection, call the number on your screen or send check or money order. Order now, and you'll receive a free 70s Preservation Society catalog filled with your favorite music and more. So write or call now.
Wake up with Daybreak, weekday mornings at 5:30 on Wish TV.
Tomorrow, Market Square, the Pacers host Washington as the blue and gold finally return from the trip to the West to hook it up with the Blank Bullets. Tonight on the big boards, the big boys exchange Jays at the stadium. Michael, Chuck, Sir Charles to Dan Marley for some white toast. How about that? Then, look at MJ. Mid-air change and the left hand jam. Sir Charles on the alley-oop. Phoenix gets the 4-point win. Now look at Detroit at Orlando tonight. This was outstanding. Gosh, Bill Lane Beer pushing around. Now looks like Alvin Robertson's going to be the peacemaker, right? But watch the right hand of the Shaq. Woof! Oh, very nice. Now Shaq gets tossed and Alvin Robertson stays in the game. Then look what he does to Scott Skiles. Out of my way. Out of the game, Alvin. He's tossed. Skiles almost mixes it up, but thinks better of it when he sees how much those guys weigh. 105-91 the final. On the board, Sacramento loses big to New York tonight. How bad is Philadelphia? That was the year I graduated. Miami beats Charlotte, and San Antonio wins by a deuce. National Association of Basketball Coaches decided this year's Eastman Award goes to Calbert Chaney of IU, the Big Ten's all-time leading scorer. He's also the favorite for the AP College Basketball Player of the Year, which will be announced Friday morning in New Orleans. We'll be there starting tomorrow for satellite coverage on News 8. Hey, look at the Final Four, everybody. North Carolina, Kansas, Saturday at 5:42, and then around 8 o'clock, Michigan and Kentucky. The championship at 8:22 on Monday. It should be a party to remember.
We're going to have to play well for 40 minutes. I think we'll do that. Kentucky presents problems that all good teams do that have terrific athletes that are expertly coached.
Many years ago, we just tried to point to the ACC tournament because that's the only way you could go in the NCAA. And now you start talking about the NCAA when practice begins, and certainly this is a step toward your final goal, which, of course, every year we try to say we want to win the national championship.
Did those two sound like Mr. Rogers? Sure they did. Investigators have determined Cleveland Indians pitcher Tim Cruz was legally intoxicated when the boat he was driving slammed into a dock last week, killing he and teammate Steve Owen. Owen and another teammate, Bob Huhita, who was not fatally injured in the accident, had blood levels well below the legal limit. The Reds start the '93 Major League season on Monday without first baseman Hal Morris. He injured his left shoulder today after he charged the mound after this pitch from Jose Mesa threw the 0-2 fastball behind his head. Morris, that cat, will miss the next 4 to 6 weeks with a separated shoulder as the Redlegs open the season Monday.
Well, that's something we don't like to see happen in spring training. You know, it happens. You go out there and try to get your walk in, and you don't, if you're going to come in, you don't come in behind somebody's head.
We don't like that to happen. Local NASCAR phenom Jeff Gordon will sign autographs tomorrow at the Pepsi Coliseum before the Ice face-off against Kalamazoo at 7:05. It was Meet the Press Day for Jeff today.
I never expected to be involved in Winston Cup as heavy as I am right now. I just didn't know where my future was, and I sure am glad it's in NASCAR. I feel it's that type of racing is the type of racing that I've been doing for a long time. And we came into the season with a lot of high hopes and just some short-term goals and some long-term goals, and we've already had to reset our goals because we far exceeded a lot of them. So, right now our goals are just to go out there, try to do the best we can. Finish races is the most important thing, and try to win, and then just make sure the points are the most important thing. We want to win the rookie title, but at the same time we want to win the championship.
Wait, Jeff doesn't look old enough to have his license, does he?
Really?
He ought to be back in the Tom Seaver School of Driving.
Thanks, Mark.
When we come back, Patty has the anniversary of an American favorite.
It's Tuesday, so that means we've got to have a Woody Allen Mia Farrow update. And in lighter news, so what's it all about? Oscar, spelled financially, means big bucks at the box office, baby. And Unforgiven comes out as Top Gun. We'll count it up next.
There's no place like home. Yeah, I'm seeing my father in me.
Sessions presents Family Tradition, a new country album containing 22 original country hits, performed by the country stars who made them great.
And keep it between the lines. I come from a long line of love. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. There was always love in Daddy's hands. And between now and then, till I see you again, I'll be loving you.
Family Tradition is a unique 2-record collection filled with 22 down-home country classics.
Now I know it's a long, hard road. 'Cause I took this same walk with my old man, boy, I've been in your shoes. My footsteps carry me away, but in my mind I'm always going home. Down home, where they know you by name and treat you like family. Small town Saturday night, it's a small town Saturday night. Everybody knew we were Bayou Bar.
Family Tradition is a must for your music collection. 2 records or 2 cassette tapes, only $14.98. Compact disc, just $16.98. Here's how to order.
To order Family Tradition, credit card and COD customers call toll-free 1-800-722-2897 or save COD fees by sending $14.98 for 2 records or 2 cassettes or $16.98 for a compact disc plus $4.35 shipping and handling to Family Tradition. P.O. Box 3200-LJ, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80934.
Oklahoma is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Not the state, but the play. We'll find out how the classic musical is going to be honored.
And did you know that Oscar is spelled M-O-N-E-Y? Patty has more, beginning with a continuation of a celebrity court case.
Good evening. Well, we've got your Alan Farrow update. Now the testimony of a New York City social worker says there appeared to be reason to press the abuse charges against Alan. Alan, though, says a report issued 2 weeks ago in Connecticut clears him of those charges. And on it goes. Well, on to the Oscars. So you know who won. But so what? Well, money is what, especially for Best Picture. Industry analysts say that Unforgiven stands to rake in $10 to $20 million more than it would have if it hadn't won. That's not counting the lucrative overseas market, as director, producer, and star Mr. Eastwood is a very rich man right now and getting richer. Also, overnight ratings show more than half the TV sets turned on last night in the United States were tuned in to the Oscar broadcast. And now that the Oscars are over, time to look at some new movies. For the second week in a row, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came in first at the box office. Moviegoers shelled out more than $7 million. And Disney's remake of Born Yesterday with Don Johnson, Melanie Griffith came in second. John Goodman there, too. And you might want to listen to the final episode of The Simpsons because some of the voices given to the characters are going to sound familiar. Johnny Carson and Bette Midler and there she is, and Elizabeth Taylor have loaned their voices to The Simpsons. Other celebrity voices in the May 13th show will include Playboy founder Hugh Hefner and Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210. Also, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma turns 50 tomorrow. The post office is issuing a special stamp to mark the occasion, while Shirley Jones, who was on the movie, she hosts the anniversary broadcast on TNT. By the way, the play Oklahoma has been produced more than 30,000 times, and 750 revivals are planned for this year alone. Probably at a high school near you. Okay. Good night.
Bet on it. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for some great music to liven up your next party, then you'll want the Ultimate Party album.
Yeah, it's a new 4-record collection that has 40 of the greatest party songs ever.
The Ultimate Party album is a fantastic collection of 40 great dance hits.
And all songs are 100% certified. Original hits by the original artists.
I love the nightlife. I've got to forget. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. I wanna kiss you all over. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Don't leave me this way.
The Ultimate Party album is only available through the special TV offer. So order now.
You make my dreams come true. Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. We are family. Hey.
So whether you want to dance
or just going out cruising, you'll want the Ultimate Party album.
You and I, taking me through the night. Shadow dancing. Hot child in the city. When the lights go down in the California town. I solve my problems and I see the light.
4 records or 2 cassette tapes, only $19.95.
2 compact discs, just $24.95. Here's how to order.
To order the Ultimate Party album, credit card and COD customers call toll-free 1-800-247-3940 or save COD fees by sending $19.95 for 4 records or 2 cassettes or $24.95 for 2 compact discs plus $4.35 shipping and handling to the Ultimate Party album. P.O. Box 3200-LJ, Colorado Springs 80934.
All the Oscars have been handed out. The celebrities, of course, have cleared out of the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in Hollywood, or have they? According to the Chicago Tribune, a snake escaped in the rehearsal room during practice for the Aladdin dance number yesterday. The producers actually had to use an understudy snake in the actual Oscar telecast. The other snake apparently still missing, and if
no
he's
one's
hissing, they'll
looking
find
for
it.
him. Yeah,
Yes.
right. That's our news for now. I'm Debbie Knox.
I'm Ken Owen. Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch Daybreak tomorrow morning at 5:30. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. Have yourself a great night.
There's something going on in the morning here on today's Wish TV. It's kind of hard to describe, but more and more people are trying it. You really need to experience it to understand. Start your morning with Daybreak. We think you'll eat it up.
You stayed up late watching Rage of the Zombie. Now you feel like one.
Vince, you awake? Better revive with Vivarin.
Vivarin's safe as coffee and really helps keep you going.
I got it.
Revive with Vivarin.
Prego spaghetti sauce, Ragu Old World style. Would you rather have Prego, the sauce you can sink your teeth into, or Ragu Old World style, the sauce that just sinks? Prego, homemade taste. It's in there.
Listen. Indiana Industry. They make a lot of things in Indiana, but they're not making any more of this. The Nature Conservancy works with Indiana people and businesses to help protect tens of thousands of Indiana acres for tomorrow. For information or to help, call 1-800-YES-LAND. The Nature Conservancy, quietly preserving Indiana.
Visit the Idle Jork Museum of American Indian and Western Art for a view of the West as you've never seen it at the corner of West and Washington Streets in downtown Indianapolis.